Hello, welcome to my channel and welcome to my classroom. Words of the day: child support. Court ordered payments typically made by a non custodial divorced parent to support one's minor child or children. Generational curse: the idea that negative traits, habits, or misfortunes can be passed down from one generation to the next. Welcome to my channel, A Piece of My Opinion, a reactionary channel where I give my opinion. Please like and subscribe. Please remember, reaction channels, commentary channels are about you, not for you. Don't take it personal, take the bitter with the sweet. If you know, you know. And as you can see, we're going to talk about Whineglass and Chill. We're going to look at the video she did in her car a few days ago because I have a few things that I would like to say because education matters, knowing facts matters, knowing history matters. So we're going to have that conversation real quick here. And yes, she's entitled to what she says, but I just find it a little bit ignorant because ignorant does mean lack of knowledge to just be spewing out um, words that you've possibly heard on TikTok but didn't do any research or anything of that nature, or trying to spin words, which is what I call a word salad. Just put words together to make yourself sound like you know what you're talking about. Let's go.
Okay, y'all, let's talk about these t-shirts empowerment. I want to give back positive to my African American ladies. So let's talk about it, right? It dives deep. So I'm talking about myself. I have so many stories that I can tell y'all what I went through. So when I was younger, I lived in a majority of a property neighborhood, like they would.
And I know that Diamond has said she has a speech problem. And this is why I say you need to slow down. You need to be mindful of things that you're saying because you're giving people something to talk about. Poverty. What is that? Poverty.
Was poor, low income, all the families, right? And I went to school with those kids, right? I didn't learn how to read. I didn't learn how to write. I was spelling. I didn't even know how to read once I moved out. So my mom ended up moving us out into the suburbs, which is mainly white people where we stay at. So the inner city is mainly poor people, and that's where the black people live, right? Here, where I'm at.
Yeah, you had to put yet here where I live because you're being so stereotypical. Like the inner cities are just black people. Because you know what? You've never left where you live. So when I talk about ignorance, this is what I'm talking about. When you travel and you can actually leave the state or even the city where you live, your mind opens and you see things a little bit different. So when people like me that do travel and see the world don't think like you, we don't make ignorant comments like you just made. So yeah, you travel in the little square that you live in. So now you have all this rhetoric to say, and I don't like it.
And then my mom moved us majorly to the white neighborhood. So I had speech problems.
Majorly. Yeah, you do have speech problems. And you want to start blaming this on the inner city schools. Accountability is a word too. I have a lot of words that you could possibly look up and put into your everyday life and actually use them because it will help you moving forward. All right?
Problems, which I still do have speech problems. I had all types of stuff. And I really think this is just stemming off my ADHD. That's another story here or there. So we can talk about that later. But how I feel is when I was younger and I went to those schools where majority of the poor people lived, I was bullied. Everybody had to have name brand stuff. If you didn't have name brand stuff, you was a bum. You got bullied. Um, if you was in a special ed class, you got bullied. So I got bullied. People didn't like me. People always thought that I was rolling my eyes. I have really big eyes, so every time I looked at somebody, they want to fight me. I don't know why. Um, my mom said it was because of the color of my skin or whatever. It could be. I don't know. I'm the type of person that I love chocolate people. I love like they melanin is does something to me. My man is chocolate. I love chocolate. I always wanted me a chocolate baby, and I got Naira. He's chocolate. I love me some melanin.
When people want to base the type of baby they're going to have on skin color, I just cringe because it's like, who? I know people think like this. It's just, it's the level, it's the sector of women, girls that think like this that just blows my mind. And it's more to their skin color when they're coming into this world.
Like I love really dark people that glow, like they skin glow. Like I don't know what it is. I love me some chocolate people. That's who I am. But our community is broken. And when I say broken, I mean that we are competing against each other. And it's sad to say because this is what it is. Even on YouTube, we feel like we have to compete with somebody, right? Like even the reactors, let's put this together. When I used to do reactions,
Here
I
come
was my goal, my whole
here come all the nonsense. And I throw out the red flag liar because I think you're just saying things to get people on your side. You know, as some people have already stated, you was living a life of reactor and your life was a lie. That's it and that's all. So now here comes all the rhetoric. And you can look that word up too. Here we go.
whole purpose of when you're reacting is to stop somebody from doing content, bully them so bad. This is what's in your mind. Bully
How do you know what's in somebody else's mind? Was that in what was in your mind? Because you can't speak for all reactors that's on social media. You can only speak for yourself, Diamond. That again is a big problem for you. You comparing yourself to this, you that, instead of looking at your life and seeing what's going on with you, what you did, what you doing, what you're not doing. You talking about reactors like you just know what every reactor is thinking and what their ultimate goal is.
them so bad so they can stop doing their content, right? Two, um, get people to hate them, keep commenting, keep making up stories. I never made up no stories, but this is what they did. Keep commenting negative stuff to make them don't want to do that or get their views. This is the whole purpose. I don't care what nobody say. That's the whole purpose. So, as us being black people, it hurts my heart that you get on here and you favoritize and be like, oh, I'm just going to keep downing this person.
Favoritize. Hmm.
I went through so much bullying when I was going to school. Like everybody, every time I go to school, people hated me. They hated me. I don't know what it is. I was very quiet. I was very observant. Um, I'm very nice. I love to help people. That's just who I am in nature. But people cannot understand that. A lot of people don't like a person that has so much good energy. So how our black community is like focused.
Why are you attempting to speak for the whole black community? That in itself is ludicrous, asinine, and crazy. It really is. And you've been doing this for a couple of days and you keep doing it. Stop trying to speak for the black community, Diamond, because our black community needed some things from you, which was getting out voting. Our black community need for people to stop being stereotypical welfare jesters. Okay? Our black community needs a lot. Okay? Where we come in different shades, we come in different attitudes, personalities. We're not monolithic. So stop saying our black community. It's like you want to put all the black people in a box. All right. Oh, a monolithic is a word you might want to look up too, and stop saying our black community, because everybody in the black community is not moving the same, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent. And this is why people are getting so ticked off at you, because you just out here generalizing black people. Just because maybe you ran across these black people and this, that, talk about other black people too. Why can't you talk about all the good that black people do out here? Why is everything at your mouth is negative, negative, negative towards black people? No one is going to come and rally for you that's about some sense. No one's going to come and rally for you that's about getting out here and making it happen. Not sitting at home scamming the government, just hoorah and hey, hey, happy because you don't have to get up and go to a job. No one's coming to save the day, Diamond, and you want to sit there with a grown man in your house and make every excuse under the sun, curse and do all that. That don't mean nothing. That's all watered down rhetoric. Stop putting all black people in one box.
Focus on not trying to be a bum. Like wearing Jordans that's $300, right? But you're poor. Why is you buying your kids $300 worth of shoes and you got multiple kids? So you're gonna spend a whole $1,000 with you.
So why are you worried about what somebody else is doing? They scamming the government just like you. They just doing it in a different way. So won't you go look in the mirror and see exactly what you're doing and stop talking about other people? Because again, that's only what you see. Why can't you talk about what a lot of black people out here doing that's doing big things? We're out here doing all kinds of things and making it move and shaking, making things shake and move. But you want to sit here and spend your time in a car where you could be at somebody's job talking about what black people are doing that you know about. Because remember, you don't know nothing about the world. You don't know nothing about outside of wherever you live. That's one of the biggest problems. If you would step out of, well, I guess you can't because you don't work, you can't travel. So okay, here we go.
Could have got you a new car, but you rather for your kids to have Jordans on their feet. Like, come on, let's get it together. Like our priorities are different, and they if you don't have this type of gear or whatever, then you get talked about. You're a bum, you this, you that. And it's sad because our kids in that inner city has to go through that. And they're fighting. They're fighting other people. We're fighting each other instead of standing up to be this is my sister, this is my brother, even though we're not related, be this is my other half. You know what I mean? Like every black person I call, them my sisters. Like I don't care what nobody say, but this is not how we raising our kids up to be. We raising our kids to hate ourselves and hate their culture.
Who exactly is we? Again, you out here trying to speak like someone elected you to be the spokesperson for the black community. So you out here with this we. I can't.
And people don't understand that. And it's sad because I feel like we are really getting thrown behind. Like it's sad. This is another way to keep us in slavery, in slaves. Just think about it. They do
Keep who in slaves? Do you know your history, Diamond? Keep who in slaves? Since that's the way you said it. This is what I mean. You just out here talking, and you're not making any sense.
child support, right? They put child support in place to break up a black happy home.
Now, here's where we're going to throw out a little history. By 1776, child support laws existed in 13 colonies. Go look up colonies. However, it wasn't until 1880 that the courts created civil law for child support. This allowed children and their mothers to legally claim money from the fathers so that the community's parishes didn't have to pay. The history of child support in the United States includes laws passed in the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s. So the early years, as I just stated, 1776. What does that have to do with black families splitting up? We didn't have any rights, Diamond.
Why would a father pay child support to a mother that they still living with? This is all to break us up so we can be unstable. People don't think like this. They don't understand like this. They just think, oh, it's all about competition. It's more than that. Listen to the music that they're teaching our young kids.
So you went from child support to music. Okay. Mm.
This music is telling our young daughters, and a lot of people is like, you're raising a black daughter. I am raising a black daughter, and I'm going to do it better than anybody, right? But this music is teaching our black daughters to chase after pimps, to chase after people who's balling, to be with a man that has a whole family. But if he got money, he's
So again, you only focus on one type of music. All this music out here, and you focusing on one type of music. And the music shouldn't be raising your children. You should be. So if you allowing your daughters and your son to listen to that type of music, that falls on your back. You gotta wear that. Because there's too many different types of music out here that you can expose your child to. You are the parent. You are supposed to be their first teacher. Get into it, Diamond. You just want to be saying things that don't even match up, not even connected, and there's not flowing together. You go from child support to music, and you just blaming all these outside forces instead of looking at yourself as the parent, because that's another word that you could possibly go look up.
good enough for me. And it's sad to say, and I don't care what nobody say, it's sad
Please like and please share. Please like and please share.
to say, instead of getting you a wholesome man that wants to be there in your life. And it's
Again, generational curses. Because your daughters wake up, or your daughter wakes up and see what's going on in your home. Where's wholesome man? She don't see her dad getting up going to a job bringing in an income. She don't see her mom getting up going to a job bringing in an income. So what is she supposed to aspire to? You are the parents, you are the first teachers. It's not what you say, it's what you do. So you busy out here again trying to throw shots at other people that you don't even really know, but you need to look inside your home because you don't have a wholesome man. Okay? And I don't care if he doesn't go, I wouldn't care that he doesn't go to a typical 9 to 5. He's an entrepreneur, still bringing in money to finance the family. Not you slick saying on the side in some of your videos about why you don't have this food, why you don't have that food, because you don't have the money.
So not about money, right? This is our whole stigma. Our black community is struggling and it's all around money. Let's just put it like that.
Everything is about money. Cash rules everything around us. And it's not just black people. Look at the state of the world right now. It's all flows back to money. Everything is about money. So stop saying that just the black community is about money. That's how this world revolves on its axle. Money, money, money.
If they see somebody doing better than the next person, they are jealous, envious, miserable because they want to be in that same predicament. Everybody can eat out here. Everybody can win. Everybody can get this money just like everybody else, but they so jealous. They like why she got, you know what I mean? They
Who is it? Who is they? And y'all love this jealous word. It's like if y'all need to expand y'all vocabulary. Who's jealous? Who's miserable? Who's envy? Who are you talking about? Jealous of what and jealous of who? Like I'm sure there are people out here, yes, yeah, we know this happens in the world, but no one's jealous of someone that lives like the lifestyle that some of you women live in this sector. Only people that are jealous of you are the ones that may be living a little bit lower than you. That's it and that's all. But no one's jealous of you. Like, no, I'm no, that's just not how this thing works. There are some people out here in this world, some black women out here in this world that's doing it on a positive note, pleasant attitude, demeanors. They got things going how I need to go. Those are the type of women that people aspire to be like that I know. Because that's the circles I run in. So like you say, you don't care what people say. So again, this is just my opinion. And it's just getting tiring that you want to keep talking about somebody being jealous and envious. And I know you read it 100 times, 1,000 times of what? Of who?
just jealous because some things that they don't have, they wish they had, and they start to hate somebody. They start to get jealous of it. They start to be envious, right? So this is why I want to do t-shirts that has very, very positive quotes on them.
So what are your t-shirts? I mean, if someone's listening to you speak, who's going to buy a t-shirt from you? And I'm just keeping it real. Like it is okay. Yes, you have aspirations to do things. I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking that part. But you sit here and you speak down on black people, but then in the same breath, who's going to buy your product? Who do you want to buy your product? Who's your target market? If you sitting here downgrading black people, who's going to be your target market for these t-shirts? That's a business term, so you might want to look that up as well. But who's going to be your target market? And where are you going to get the funding for this business? Where are you going to get the organizational skills for this business? Where are you going to get the time for this business? Because you always complain about you're going to get on your A game at the beginning of every month. That's why you quit your job so you can put all your energy into your fugazi content creating or content creation. And we see how that's going. You always got an excuse. Who are you buying these t-shirts from? So how's all this being set up? These are just questions I have, because you can't sit here and downgrade black people and expect for black people to support you, expect black people to buy into your business. Not a black person with some common sense, because I know there are some black people out there that think like you.
So we can rock these t-shirts, so we can always remind ourselves we are good enough. Because I feel like a lot of times we as black people, we don't feel like we good enough. I have sometimes I feel like I'm not good enough. And I know everybody think that sometime in their life, if you good enough or not. This is why I want to do this. I want to give back positive, because I feel like our community is so much negative, it's so much hate, and it's sad. And it's crazy because when I say I move, like I I refuse for my kids
Please subscribe. Please subscribe.
to go to a school that I went to, that I got bullied, that they wasn't teaching me. I'd rather for my kids to go to a suburb school. And I know that's hard for people.
A suburb school, or the isms that come from you. The isms that come from you, because you want them to go there. But there's some percentages out there where they don't want you in their schools. But again, you don't dig into history. You don't really do any research, and quit blaming the schools that you didn't learn anything. The teachers taught, you just didn't learn. And just like some parents out here, they don't check into their children's education. So you sitting at home all summer on breaks and not being able to read, and no one picked up on that, but you blaming the school. Got it.
To swallow because they like, oh my God, you're not supporting us. It's because the only reason why I don't want my kids there is because of the treatment that I got. They got bullied. I got bullied. I don't want my kids to get bullied. I want my kids to learn. They don't. I feel like
Oh, so they don't bully in suburb schools. Okay, that's what she's saying. They don't bully in suburb schools, and they also don't have any traumatic events that happen in suburb schools. Okay, but keep going.
if you have an area, right? If you have a city that's majority poor, they don't give a lot of funding to them in teaching. So your kids is doomed if they do, or doomed if they don't, right? Because they're not paying the teachers.
And some kids are doomed because of their parents. But we don't want to have that conversation, because we got to blame somebody. So we're going to blame the schools. We're going to blame the teachers, that actually go to college and get an education. And no, I'm not saying all teachers are perfect. I'm not saying all schools are good. I'm not saying that at all. But I can't get with the program of parents that don't do their part, but want to blame all the outside forces. And I don't get down with people like this, what she's stating, pinning inner city versus the suburbs, like there's no issues in the suburbs.
enough so they can care about the students, right? And then once they stop caring, then the kids stop caring, right? Then they come up in the community, they like, oh, you know, they think they better than us, they richer than us. I will pay more for rent for where I'm at than live in the inner city. I'm sorry. This is just how it is. This is how I think. And I feel bad that I have to do this. Now,
Girl, stop it. I feel bad that I have to do this. Yeah, but if you, I don't care what school they in, if you were a parent that was about their education, then you would take on part of the duty of making sure your children are learning, educating them, teaching them, going to the PTA meetings, going to the open house, having open communication with your teachers, checking to see what kind of work they need to be working on at home. If you were doing all that, then you will be able to have something to sit here and possibly say. But you just want to put the kids on the bus, send them to the school, want the teachers to work miracles and send them back so you can sit there with your quasi husband and do nothing.
and where I stayed at was majority black people. So the only reason, like, if I put my kids in a school, right, they have to make money like I'm making. They have to be middle class or rich if it's majority of black people.
Oh, so she making money. So she middle class, hitting on that rich. Got it. Got it. Diamond, I can't with you. This is so silly. This is so silly. You sitting around waiting on government assistance, but then you say the black people you hang around have to be middle class or rich. That is such an asinine, ignorant statement. Rich is very subjective. What's rich to you may not be rich to the next black person. What's middle class to you may not be middle class to the next black person. You just talking the talk. You got all these dreams and you want all these things, but you put no action towards it. So again, you sleep all day, sit around in pajamas with other grown adults in the house, waiting on government checks, waiting on your government daddy. But you want to talk about black people.
That goes to school if I'm going to send my son to that school. And it's sad to say because I feel like as poor people, our mind is set on we can never make it out. So we're gonna always be jealous and envy of somebody.
Who is we? Who has that mindset? Now, again, I'm not, and I can't speak for every black person. I'm sure there are some people out here that think like that, and it's not even just black people. That's called human, being a human and having those kind of thoughts if you're in a tough situation or, the environment you're in is not safe and so on and so on. But you have went from empowerment to child support to the education, bullying, you all over the place.
You know what I mean? And I don't like that. And then I really don't like how they don't give back. Like even everybody else, they don't give back to the poor. They don't. I'm not saying other black communities, I'm saying the government. They don't pay our teachers, our black teachers that's in the community, that's down in the city, that's poor. They're not going to pay them much as they're going to pay people in the suburbs. And that's crazy. Like my nephew, for a prime example, he goes to inner city schools. They don't even have tablets. My son has tablets. He does all his work on a tablet. They don't. They don't.
Just because they have tablets, sounding like her, just because they have tablets don't mean that they're better students. They're going to do better. They're going to be better. Those tablets are not doing anything but making kids brain dead. They don't have to think. They don't have to do any critical thinking. They don't have to do anything. All they got to do is go and talk to chat, go talk to AI, and let that do the work for them. Electronic devices don't mean that a student is better. It doesn't mean that a school is better. It just doesn't mean that. That's That's the philosophy that they have thrown out here. But if you was really checked in to what education is all about, then you would know having a tablet does not make a student better than the next student. It's what their brains are doing. It's what they're putting behind the knowledge that they're getting in their classrooms. That's what matters. Okay. Some of you parents with these tablets, that's exactly what you want because you won't be able to throw them in front of the tablet and do absolutely nothing. When you challenge to sit there and possibly do a worksheet with them, read a book with them, now, oh, that school is so bad because they don't have electronic devices. But your child can't even read. Oh, okay. Let's keep going.
Don't have tablets. They don't pay them much for their teachers to care. Even my sister is a teacher. They don't
How do you know how much they get paid? They get paid more than you.
pay them much to even survive. And it stems down. I'm telling you, it goes so deep, y'all. And
Oh, and daycare workers don't get paid a lot of money. So let's put that out there too. Now, and I don't agree with that because they are the first teachers outside the home for children because they are teaching them colors and ABCs and socialization and their motor skills and all these things. They're doing that in daycare centers, in a good quality daycare center, a good quality childcare center. So I do agree that they need to get paid more. And I do agree in education. All teachers across the board, not just inner city, not just out in the suburbs, need to be paid more money. Athletes make all this money and teachers taught them. And that's a whole nother conversation. So just across the board, yes, teachers should get paid more money, but not just based on this rhetoric that she's stating. That's just a whole nother conversation about education.
and this is why I want to give back to my babies, my little bitty girls that's growing up that don't know, that don't have the mom. We have moms out here, and it's crazy how y'all beam on me and these content creators, right? That's you keep on saying you calling CPS, all that crap, right? These
Let's be clear. The real content creators, people are not calling CPS on them. You women over here that's calling yourselves content creators, but all you do is click live and mistreat your children, ignore your children, don't have quality food, clothing, beds, housing for your children. You are the ones that they saying are calling CPS on. Those of you that's being abusive and neglective, both physically, mentally, and emotionally, you are the ones that they're calling CPS on. So let's be clear. You busy again with this boxes that you have and you just putting everybody in one box. Real content creators, they're not calling CPS on them.
comments, right? I'm just saying the people in the comments, not everybody, the negative people that's in the comments that's always talking this mess that I don't really
Why is it negative when someone is giving you real criticism? Okay, everything is not negative. Okay, what you put out here is what people see. So it's not about being negative, it's just pointing out what people see. It's their viewpoints, it's their opinions, it could be their judgments, it can be all of that. But it's not about everything is negative, negative, negative. Just like some of the things you do are negative, but you don't want to see that. You don't. Like you busy again want to talk about education system, but you need to check out what's going on in your home. There's this thing called ages and stages. Okay, do you know about that? Oh,
care because I still show up, y'all, right? Um, so I lost my train of thought,
mhm.
y'all.
Of
So what
course
I
you
was
did.
saying was, y'all, I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Parents out here that takes their kids food stamps,
That takes their kids food stamps.
buy them what they want, and feed their kids nothing but noodles. It's parents out here that will not pay rent.
Well, we know that. We see that in this sector. The ones that you rooting for, yeah, we see that. So what's your point? Go talk to them. Put a name on it.
And go splurge it on themselves and don't get their kids. I've seen a parent that pissed me off so bad. She had on, and this was in the inner city. Um, she had on brand new shoes, brand new clothes, a brand new coat, and her babies looked it raggedy. They didn't have their hair done, and she had eyelashes, nails done, and she was at a book bag event for the kids. You know what I mean? She was trying to get her man, and her
She was at the same book bag event you was at. You want to talk about the inner city, but you go down there and take whatever you can get that they're giving to inner city people. It's the contradictions for me. You go and do inner city things, but you want to talk about the inner city. Food pantries, food stamps, scamming the government allegedly. You do inner city things. You have an inner city mentality, but you want to sit here and dog out the inner city. Make it make sense.
even her daughter was like, "Mommy, you look cute." And it's sad because her daughter didn't look up to par. They looked like they didn't even have clean clothes on. They didn't even have new shoes on. How can you do that to your kid? You know what I mean? And y'all so quick to call CPS on me, call CPS on these parents that's not doing what they supposed to be doing.
No, whoever needs to have CPS called on them need to have CPS called on them. Because at the end of the day, we know it's night, but those kids need to be taken care of. And if someone sees something they don't think that you're doing right as it comes down to your children, then they have the right to call CPS. You're putting your life out here on social media. Remember, you just say no one's going to make you leave. You're going to keep coming back. So, this is just what you have to deal with. Someone's at a book bag event. Hey, maybe people didn't see the need to call CPS in that one moment in time just because you want to talk about it.
I know an individual, I know somebody. I'm just going to say it. I know somebody that would take their kids' money and don't give it to them, period, and do what they want to do. That belongs to them and do what they want to do with it. Child support. These girls get paid these big old child supports. You think they go in there and go get their kids some shoes, some clothes? Do they pay their rent? No, they don't. It's sad to say. These parents, this
So, you're talking about this why? So, you're trying to say it's only black people that do this? Because we all know you don't, again, don't do no research, so you don't collect no data, no data. You do none of that to see how many people actually on welfare. What's the data on that?
they thought process is I need to impress anybody so they will not say I'm a bum. And it's sad. It's sad. When you come out here to the suburbs, they don't care what you wear. These people out here wearing Skechers. They do not care what you wear. They don't care how your hair look, as long as you come.
How do you know they wear Skechers? So you sitting around looking at folks because you have that inter inner city mentality. So why are you watching and seeing what people are wearing? Mind your business.
To school and you on your best behavior. That's all they care about when they come here. And they welcome you in like you their family. And it's sad because when you go into the inner city, they don't well where this is where I'm at. They don't welcome you. They are hostile and stuff. They don't welcome you. And it's sad. It's sad. And a lot of people, they're so worried about other people, men, they not worried about what they need to do with their life. And it's sad. But yeah, I just want to get back to the young babies that's out here being positive. Like it's so hard. If you surround yourself around a negative environment, you won't have nowhere to go to get the positive word. How can you get it? Some people are so consumed with their life that they can't see outside of it. And it's sad. It's sad. That's me. That was me when I was younger, right? I went to an inner city school. I'm thinking, dang, I'm gonna get bullied for the rest of my life. And then my mom put me in a different school and I'm in a whole different reality. And that's the truth behind it. I want to give back. I want to give back to my babies. That's all I want to do. I want to give back to my babies. I want to give back to my women that's out here like me, that's struggling, that's trying to do the best that they can. And this is all that they got, but they need a little bit more positivity. That's all I want to do.
So that t-shirt is going to do all that. All that you just say, them having that t-shirt is just going to change their life. Which the t-shirt is going to cost money. Or you giving them away for free. But even if you was giving away for free, it's not going to change anybody's life. And then you talking about empowering people, and look at your situation. Yet again, you want to do this pseudo nonsense opposed to getting your life in order. Then you can have a testimony, and then you can put out t-shirts. Your life is not in order. How you going to tell other young girls or little girls what to do? And look at your situation. I know you think it's glorious, but it's not. It's just not, Diamond. And no one's saying that you have to be living in a mansion. You got to have 6 figures in the bank. But your life is not even basic. It's below basic. Okay? It's below basic. So you can curse, you can do all of that, but let's just get to the reality of it all.
I want to give back to my women, period. Women, men, kids, that's my goal. But right now, I really want to give back to my women that really just need a little bit more boost just to get through their day and they can see their t shirt and have a positive note and they look in the mirrors like, I am enough. I'm beautiful. I want to put this on their shirts. So when they go to the mirror, they can see that. That's why I want to make these t shirts and I got a name for it and everything. And I'm finna start buying t-shirts and I'm finna start selling them. I'm finna start wearing them because I love to wear something that's positive. Why not?
Where are you going to get them made at?
I am enough. Period. I am enough.
Okay, girl. Go off.
Period. So I know I was all over, but I just want to tell y'all that I got so many other stories and I can't wait to tell y'all. So y'all tune in. Y'all really gonna love this. Deuces.
All righty. So we got through that one. Thank you for watching A Piece of My Opinion. And that's just what it is. Please leave your comments down below. Like this video because I'm trying to grow. And peace out.